Nigerian fraudster coordinates $100 million scam from prison, so says the EFCC. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has uncovered how a jailed fraudster coordinating scam operations while he was still in prison. The fraudster, who goes by the name Hope Olusegun Aroke, a convicted internet scammer, is already serving a 24-year jail term. Now, the EFCC found out that this guy recently masterminded an internet scam worth $100 million right from there in prison. Investigation revealed that, EFCC's investigation revealed that he was the arrowhead of an intricate web of internet fraud scheme that traverses 2 continents. When Aroke was arrested, a search conducted by the EFCC led to the recovery of several items such as laptops, iPad, traveling documents, checkbooks, flash drives, internet modem, and 3 exotic cars, a Mercedes-Benz Jeep, 1 Formatic Mercedes-Benz car, and a Range Rover Sport SUV. Christ. Arole was one of 2 Malaysia-based Nigerian undergraduate fraudsters, and they were arrested by the EFCC in the closing weeks of 2012 at the 1004 housing estate in Victoria Island, Lagos. Wow. For me, this guy is a genius. What do you think, Mr. Iwebu?
Well, we are still talking about morals here. You see a situation in which there are some certain attributes that some of our youth kids that you did not want to crawl before you fly. And because they have that mentality is part of them. There is nothing they want to do that will make them to be patient in making it in life. They want to make it in anything they do. They don't want to wait. They don't know that steady, going steady, at the end of the day, you still win the race. But they don't believe that. And this is the kind of thing you have. If somebody has been arrested in 2012 and they are already serving a jail term and still controlling, and that will show you that, number 1, is an international fraudster. Number 2, he has a wide network. In fact, he has a large tentacles beyond the continent and linking it with a part of the Asia. And that is one of the things that if that talent is being well used and well harnessed in Nigeria, just imagine if this guy is producing software for different things for us with the kind of brain. Another thing again is this. Just imagine if this is talent is being well channeled and we're being used in for an agent of intelligence gathering in Nigeria. Because for somebody to have a very large network like that, then it means that if we are looking for robber, we are looking for a criminal,
he might have the link.
He may have the link, and this is the kind of thing that EFCC need to do more. Okay. They need to do more beyond all these people.
I have questions, because when someone is incarcerated, that means you are devoid of every means of communication with the outside world.
Yes.
I hope I'm correct.
Yes.
All right, so first of all, for him to have been able to coordinate a scam as massive as this, there must be a way he has been communicating. So who is that on?
I mean, so for me, this issue you raise is the only problem I have with this story. It's the fact that somebody is in prison and is living his life.
Exactly.
It's as good as he's not in prison, you know. All over the world, the prison service is prone to some anomalies because of the peculiar nature of what they do. So the prisoners are living in proximity with, the officials, the correctional officials are living in close proximity with criminals. So you yourself have to be of very strong moral standing for you not to get a bit tainted if you are not careful. And we find that all over the world, there are prisoners that always find their way to still control whatever their fortunes are. They still have access to phones beyond their normal phone call allowed by the law at certain intervals, or beyond their normal visits. You know, every prisoner is entitled to a certain number of visits per month and all of that. you know, but beyond all of that, some of them have phones.
Yes,
they have several phones in the prison, in this Kirikiri or Ikoyi and all that. They can communicate. They are living their lives. The only thing is that they can't go and come as they wish, but they're living their lives. And it goes, you know, we really need to take a very hard look at our system. Is it only the prison system? Now, what I find ironic is this guy was put in prison for the same crime 5 years ago.
Yeah.
We have changed the name of our prison service to the Nigerian Correctional Service.
Yes.
What have they corrected? 5 years later, the guy is still perpetrating the same fraud. So the guy is not being corrected, he's not changing his mind, he's not changing his ways, he's just going along. 24 years later, he's going to come out probably even bigger. Probably bigger, probably already with a much wider network because he's still doing it. So we really need to look, I think we need to rethink our correctional system, because the whole point of incarceration is two. It's just two things. Is one, to serve as a deterrence and as an example to others, and to correct. So that you can reintroduce them into society and they function normally. So it looks as though, to a very large extent, that correctional side of things is failing. Even the deterrence side of it is not really working, because as I speak to you now, Fraudster, Yahoo boys, as EFCC is capturing 10, 200 are popping up. I know so many. I was talking to a young friend of mine who was saying, look, bros, if not because I've just chosen to be like humble, that all his friends drive big cars. And they've told him, they've shown him how to do it. Look, boy, what's wrong with you? This is what you do, and you hammer. There's a word they used for it. There's a word they use. You know, so this thing is rampant. Go to Agege, I know he knows what I'm talking about. The boys are all over the place. And you see, and that's why the police profiles these boys.
The other day I saw on the news a particular Yahoo school. There's a school, you know, where you can actually pay and learn how to do. Then the other day again,
Association of Mothers.
Yes, of Yahoo Mothers. Then I saw again on the news a Yahoo apprentice. And I don't understand.
No, they have. And one thing there is this: in a situation in which we don't need crime in the board. And that is the problem we are going to find ourselves. Thank God that EFCC Act in 2004 came in to really even be fighting it, even to the states we find ourselves. Prison service is another word entirely.
Exactly. You need to take a tour.
I've done that at least. Out of I've been to 2 prisons, visiting and doing some research, doing it, and I discovered that there are some certain people that are living the way they are living at home. Is the way they are living inside prison. The only difference, do you know the only difference is that they can't walk beyond the 4 walls. That is the only thing. They live on very good mattress. They eat, in fact, they will cook food from outside. If they want to eat chicken and whatever, they will bring it. This one is not even, if you see them, I saw some in the prison. I can't even say these people are in the prison.
Okay, you know, so while we're talking about this, I think this is a perfect time to actually call out those who are in charge of our correctional facilities. They are no longer called the prison service, you know, so the correctional service. First off, you know, a lot of anomalies are going on in our correctional system, like you rightly pointed out, Mr. Shokuto. I went to one not too long ago, and right from the gate, the corruption started. I wasn't asked to pay. No. I wasn't asked to pay. We went with some food and some, you know, some sanitary items. Yes, what I noticed was, what we took to the prison, first of all, the officials will collect from you and they split it into 2. So they take half of whatever it is you take to the inmates. You know, that is corruption of the highest order.
It's created a lot of problems when we go there. And I said that we would rather take all these things back than giving you. Until
you don't do that,
they now allow us to share it. And let me tell you one thing. If the same prison that I've gone is what you've gone, let me describe it. It's towards the end of Lagos. When you enter, like, let me describe it for you so that you will know what I'm saying. When you enter, there is a guard on the way. When you enter their road, there is left side like this. That is the checking point. That one, I had a problem with the head of that particular place. You know what happened? They were taking money in front of me. I said, me, Nuruddin Adegbero, I will never allow this. I bring out my phone. I snapped the guy. Could you know what? They grabbed my phone. They took it upstairs. They later now come with one mobile police to come and guide me. And I told the guy, give me just 5 minutes. I'll collect my phone and come back, and I'll come and show it to you, because you can't do anything. they now giving me some excuses why they were collecting that money to print whatever. I said, why can't you tell government that put you here to give you all those materials? Why are you? Do you have to pay in 3 places there?
Exactly. You know, like Mr. Shopito rightly said, you know, you as a correctional officer, you have to be of a high moral standing. Yeah. And then when you're finally allowed, because we were allowed to go into the facility just to engage the inmates, you know, and inspire them a bit, and all of that. And then I discovered that there are different categories of inmates, you know, maybe depending on how many years you've been incarcerated. There are some that are not locked up, you know, they are in the compound, they are the dons. In fact, I saw a guy that was frying fish, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. You know, like, you can actually run a business.
No, they have
right there in the prison, and you are an inmate. That is unacceptable anywhere in the world. But I rest my case.
In fact, the only prison, female prison there, I give government the kudos. The numbers there, with the facilities they have there, no, is so fantastic.
Which one is that?
The female prison. You know, there are 3 prisons there. There is medium, there is maximum, and there is female. So I entered both 3, so I could be able to see. So nobody is going to be telling me what I've seen. And this is the kind of
Let me hear Mr. Shopito's quick contributions again.
No, I mean, I think I've said all I've got to say. We need to fix that system so that it will achieve its objective. The objective is correction and deterrence. Until we do something about that, then we're just joking. And it will have an impact on society in the continued growth of those behavioral patterns we don't want to see.
Exactly.
So, and that's exactly what we're seeing.
Exactly.
Proliferation of Yahoo boys.
Exactly. With the EFCC, you're doing a lot. Yeah, we can tell from all of the stories that are being churned out every day. But you need to do a whole lot more. You know, as well as all of the other security agents. You know, let's all work together. Because someone who is already incarcerated, operating a scam, coordinating a scam worth
100 million.
That's about 36 billion naira, you know, right from prison. Wow.
What if it's outside?
Blows my mind.
It will overthrow a government.
Exactly.